Practicing. Some of us enjoy it, and some of us do not. Okay, let's fix that sentence. None of us enjoy practicing. But unfortunately, we need to practice to improve our skills and learn new music. So how do we spend as little time as possible practicing, while at the same time still making very good progress? Number 1, practicing in chunks. How big the chunks you practice in can be all kinds of different sizes. It could be 16 measures, 8 measures, 4 measures, 2 measures, 1 measure, 1 beat, or even less than a beat. You could also practice phrase by phrase as well. Think of practicing as kind of like a puzzle. You pull out all the pieces and observe them to understand what you're looking at. And then you decide where to start and where the pieces might belong. You might group up pieces by color or by pattern. You then might work a little bit here, a little bit there, and once those are together, then maybe you piece those together as one. I'm too lazy to put together this puzzle, so I'm just leaving it like this. Practicing the music in small chunks allows us to better digest the music and to better understand what it is that we're playing, to find the patterns and to focus in on what we actually need to practice to pull the whole piece together in as little time as possible. Oftentimes, the piece is not equally difficult all the way through the piece. There will be parts that are easy and parts that are more difficult for you to play. If you want to learn music faster, you need to focus in your practicing on the parts that are more difficult because they will take longer to play. I'm gonna cook dinner. If you don't plan ahead before you cook, you're just gonna end up with slop. A similar thing happens with practicing. If you don't have a plan and you don't set small goals for yourself, you're just gonna be tossing things into a pot and hoping for the best. Sometimes it might work out, but oftentimes it probably won't. Have a plan and small goals that you want to achieve in your practice session. These goals can be learn 4 new measures, get the fingers more even here, or work on getting the dynamics just how you want them in this one phrase. What's important is that you make the goals achievable in your practice time. Now, you don't need to know exactly what you want to practice before you sit down. You can start your practice session by playing some or all of your music, and then deciding from there what you want to achieve in that practice session. Remember, keep your goals small so you can achieve them in that practice session. Having a plan and giving yourself goals is very important for effective and efficient piano practice.
There is one practice tool so powerful that some consider it too overpowered.
And that is slow practice. Let's say you spent 5 minutes playing a 4-measure chunk 10 times in a row. And each single one of those 10 times, you played a wrong note in the same place, and you knew that you played a wrong note. You've taught yourself a wrong note, now you need to go back and relearn it to fix that wrong note. And maybe that takes another 5 minutes or longer because you've ingrained a wrong note into your muscle memory. And it didn't need to be that way. You could have just practiced slow and made sure you got everything right each time, and then you could have had the 4-measure chunk learned pretty well in just 5 minutes. Of course, we are not robots. We can't play everything correct 100% of the time, but the closer we get to 100%, the faster we're gonna learn the music. I tell my students all the time to practice slow, and some of them listen and some of them unfortunately don't. But slow practice is a very overpowered practice tool, so please use it. One thing I wanted to quickly mention is that hand-separate practice can actually be a very useful and powerful practice tool as well. When we practice hands together, our brains can be so busy with trying to coordinate everything that we will miss a lot of things in the music. Like we'll miss out on patterns, we'll miss out on many aspects of the music. When we practice hands separately, just the right hand by itself or just the left hand by itself, you can really focus in on the movements of the hand, the technical aspects, And also the music too a little bit more. Maybe you can work on that crescendo that's in the right hand a little bit more precisely. And it also allows you to see patterns that you didn't see before because your mind was too busy trying to play hands together. Hope you've learned something from this. That's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.